How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matter most to them.
Busta Rhymes is reportedly fuming right now, and word on the street is he's making threats toward 50 Cent over some wild footage that's supposedly gonna drop in 50's upcoming documentary on Diddy. This doc isn't just your average expose. It's rumored to dig deep into years of chaos tied to Diddy's secretive lifestyle and those notorious parties he throws. A bunch of big names are sweating bullets right now, and Busta's name is suddenly front and center. Insiders say what's really got Busta losing it is talk that he's featured in some of the unseen footage, caught on camera at one of Diddy's exclusive events. While the full content hasn't been leaked yet, early chatter hints that it's bad, like career-ending bad.
They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta.
What about Busta Rhymes? I've definitely seen quite a few people not too happy about your story about Busta Rhymes.
Well, ain't nobody saying nothing to me.
I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
The drama started heating up months ago when Busta's former bodyguard, who goes by Big Homie CC, came forward and dropped some heavy claims. According to him, Busta had a whole other side, one only known in the late night scene. CC even said that club promoters were told to make sure there were certain guests, specifically young men, ready in VIP just to keep Busta entertained the moment he walked in.
So I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
That bombshell didn't blow up right away, but it started gaining serious heat now that 50's team is allegedly sitting on some actual footage. And get this, the tape reportedly shows Busta and Diddy together at one of those wild invite-only parties. The scenes? Said to involve multiple male participants, and according to insiders, they weren't just random guests. They were hired workers brought in by Diddy for one of his infamous freak-off nights. This could get real messy, real fast. If these claims turn out to be true, this could be one of the wildest bombshells in the whole documentary. And it's only getting hotter. Now, several men have stepped up, saying Busta allegedly approached them inappropriately. According to their stories, he kept inviting them to exclusive Diddy-style parties, raising major questions about what was really going on behind closed doors. Right now, all eyes are locked on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, with talk of behind-the-scenes threats flying. Busta Rhymes is reportedly trying to block footage that could cause serious backlash, but based on 50's history, pulling back isn't in his playbook. Even with outside pressure mounting, it looks like nothing's getting cut. If anything, Busta might have just pulled himself deeper into 50's media crosshairs. And while everything might look calm up front, the backstage drama is telling a whole different story. So what's got Busta freaking out right now? And what kind of receipts is 50 holding that's got this whole thing going full speed?
If Busta ever try to phone me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes' show. Look, man, if they try to say that if you ever thought that the Busta Rhymes was better than me, you crazy.
Let's break it down. With accusations and whispers flying, 50 Cent, always a master at staying ahead, didn't stay quiet. Before both were set to hit the stage at the Humor and Harmony Comedy Fest, 50 hopped on social media, stirring the pot and maybe throwing some bait. In true 50 Cent style, he stirred the pot by posting a throwback pic of Busta, rocking that wild yellow outfit from the 1999 MTV VMAs. Yeah, that one. But don't get it twisted. This ain't just one ex-bodyguard chasing clout. A whole lineup of men has come forward, each with their own shocking Busta tales. One of the loudest came back in 2020, when social media personality Trip Ali jumped on YouTube and claimed Busta tried to pick him up in NYC while he was on his way to a Halloween party. And just to spice it up, 50 added a caption under the throwback pic. "Busta, you better not wear this to Humor and Harmony. I don't care who made it. Show up in something fly for Shreveport, LOL." At first, fans took it as typical 50 trolling, light jabs, all in fun, even toward his closest friends. But Busta clapped back, and it wasn't just jokes. It was calculated. He dropped an AI-generated pic of 50 Cent in a suspect outfit, captioned, "I keep telling y'all the blessings don't stop, so we ain't never gonna stop. I thought it was Father's Day, 50 Cent, and you out here looking like this. Don't let me find out this how you be in the mirror getting ready for Shreveport."
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh yeah.
in some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. But if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section.
Back then, it all seemed like friendly back and forth between two legends cracking jokes online. Fans laughed, memes flew, and everything looked cool. But now, with this documentary looming and new claims dropping, that playful energy is starting to look a whole lot more tense. Those hidden layers of Busta's nightlife past, they've taken a sharp turn, and that playful back and forth energy, yeah, it's starting to feel a whole lot darker. What once looked like harmless trolling now seems like the early signs of something way more serious bubbling underneath. Sure, the posts look like jokes on the timeline, but behind the scenes, the pressure's rising fast. And with that rumored footage supposedly locked in for 50 Cent's documentary, it's looking more and more like those social media shots were just a distraction, a smokescreen hiding something way deeper.
Pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on. He got on the phone. He said, "Let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station," he's talking to a radio executive. He said the same thing to he said, "Nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna do anything with y'all, no business at all. It ain't gonna be no artist, no nothing gonna come." He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wow.
That's the power he had.
Busta's shift from cracking jokes to allegedly making threats says a lot. It's not just about saving face anymore. It sounds like 50 might be holding some seriously damaging receipts that go beyond anything people expected. Fresh reports now claim that 50 Cent could have real footage featuring both Busta Rhymes and Diddy in some wild situations. And not just the usual party clips. But before we even get into what's supposedly on that tape, we gotta go back to the claims that laid the foundation for all this chaos. It all circles back to those long whispered industry rumors, the ones that certain insiders have been hinting at for years about Busta's behavior behind the scenes. And guess who's been airing it out? None other than Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, who just sat down with the Art of Dialogue and dropped some eye-opening details. In the interview, Big Homie CC didn't hold back. He called Busta a super zest monster, a phrase loaded with implications about years of questionable behavior involving younger men, especially in nightlife scenes. And according to him, this wasn't some recent shift. It was an open secret among club owners and event promoters. Anytime Busta was set to show up at a venue, promoters allegedly already knew the drill. It wasn't about champagne or bottle girls. It was about making sure certain guests were in place, specifically young men, selected for how they looked and how available they were. Big Homie even dropped a specific story from one night out involving actor and model Don Benjamin. He said Don pulled up to the club with a friend, a gay man, according to Big Homie. And the moment Busta laid eyes on him, everything changed. Busta reportedly locked in, pulling the man straight into his VIP section and keeping him by his side all night long. But it didn't stop at just company. Big Homie claimed Busta wouldn't even let the guy leave, staying glued to him the whole time and throwing compliments left and right.
And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up?
He was calling him cute all night, Big Homie said, making it clear that Busta's approach was anything but subtle. And according to him, this wasn't some one-off thing. This was just one example out of many. According to Busta's former bodyguard, promoters were fully aware that whenever Busta showed up, his VIP section needed to be set up a certain way. That meant picking out specific men who fit a particular look and making sure they stayed available all night. If true, this paints a way more complicated picture of Busta's private world and adds serious weight to the rumors about what 50 Cent might be getting ready to drop. There's talk of actual footage showing Busta at one of Diddy's wild parties, not just hanging out, but allegedly surrounded by hired entertainment. What once sounded like gossip could now come with receipts.
We come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time, her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come.
Busta still hasn't directly addressed Big Homie's claims, but with old whispers resurfacing, new sources stepping forward, and 50's documentary on the horizon, this could turn into one of the biggest storms of Busta's entire career. If the footage exists and it gets released, things will shift from talk to proof. And that might be why Busta's panicking behind closed doors. This story keeps growing, with more voices stepping in and painting a troubling image of Busta's offstage life. According to Big Homie CC, these aren't just random rumors. People in the industry have known about it for over a decade. When asked why no one said anything sooner, Big Homie didn't hold back. Everybody wants to be in that VIP section. The message, fame and power had folks looking the other way, even when things didn't sit right. But then Big Homie took it to another level, making a heavy allegation, not about Busta's club scene preferences, but about a supposed history of physical run-ins involving women. He didn't drop names or specific dates, but he strongly hinted there's a deeper psychological issue at play. According to him, like some men who secretly struggle with their identity.
Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening to Wendy Williams? You think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally
Busta might carry unresolved resentment toward women, and that could explain the alleged aggression. And before this gets dismissed as one guy stirring up drama, more voices have stepped in, backing parts of the story and adding new layers to the allegations. One of the most talked about claims came from social media figure Trip Alley. Back in 2020, he shared a detailed video on YouTube describing a strange run-in with Busta Rhymes in NYC. He said it all started as a normal night. He was heading to a Halloween party when Busta invited him into the VIP section of a club. At first, Trip thought it was just a cool, quick moment with a celeb, but things shifted fast. Trip's friend, who was with him at the time, wasn't comfortable with the invite and immediately questioned the situation. That disagreement turned into a heated argument, and it blew up into a physical altercation right outside the venue. The fight got so intense that Tripp ditched the whole club plan. His friend bailed and left him alone in the city. Looking back, Tripp said it might have been a blessing, because he truly didn't know what could have happened if he'd accepted Busta's invite and stayed in that VIP section. With more stories piling up and Big Homie's claims turning serious, Tripp's decision to walk away might have saved him from getting pulled into something deeper. None of these allegations have been proven. But now that multiple men are speaking up, and with 50 Cent rumored to be holding explosive footage for his upcoming documentary, the pressure is getting real. If any of that footage drops, it could flip Busta Rhymes' public image on its head. By 2021, whispers about his alleged lifestyle started gaining heat again, stirring conversations online and behind the scenes in the industry. This time, the talk was that Busta had once more been seen pursuing younger men. Things really took off when paparazzi allegedly caught him leaving a Pride event with a trans woman, sparking fresh speculation about what's really going on in his personal life. But that wasn't the only bombshell making noise. Around that same time, Orlando Brown popped back up on social media, claiming he had intimate encounters with multiple industry figures, not just Diddy, but Busta Rhymes too. Now, Brown's known for saying wild things, and his past behavior hasn't exactly been stable. But lately, his interviews have had a surprising clarity that made some people pause and wonder if there was more truth buried in the chaos. In those moments, a pattern started to emerge, details from various claims lining up with rumors that have floated around the industry for years. While speculation about Busta's personal preferences grabs headlines, another part of his story often gets overlooked. A long trail of alleged aggression and temper-fueled incidents. Much like Diddy's situation, Busta's history paints the image of someone who might have been dealing with unresolved issues, ones that sometimes exploded into public outbursts or violence. His legal troubles started making serious noise back in 2006 when he was hit with allegations of weapons possession. Billboard reported that during a heated confrontation with a bystander, prosecutors claimed Busta had a machete in his car, a detail that instantly added to his intense rep. Then in 2007, things escalated again. Busta was arrested on a misdemeanor charge after allegedly assaulting his former driver during a money dispute over unpaid wages. He eventually pled guilty to both cases and was sentenced to 3 years probation. But the drama didn't stop there. In 2009, his name was back in the headlines. This time, the New York Post reported that Busta was ordered to cough up $75,000 to a fan who claimed he assaulted them. Altogether, these incidents suggest a deeper side to Busta's public image, one marked not just by music, but by moments of real conflict and controversy. According to court records, the fan said he was at a Busta Rhymes show, but decided to leave early after realizing Fabulous wasn't performing. As he got up to exit, Busta allegedly snapped, yelling, "Get down! I'm not good enough for you!" Then, without warning, he reportedly threw 2 water bottles at the man and told his bodyguard to punch him in the face. These moments, scattered over the years, helped build a troubling pattern, one of unpredictable behavior and aggressive outbursts. While Busta's energy on stage was legendary, offstage his name kept popping up in lawsuits and messy altercations. With all this in the background, it's not too shocking that Busta has maintained a tight friendship with Diddy, another music giant whose reputation has also been rocked by serious claims and legal heat. Sure, their bond could be rooted in shared music success and industry respect, but now, some are wondering if they had deeper connections in more controversial areas of their personal lives. What stands out most is how long these rumors have been swirling, floating quietly through the industry for years, often ignored or brushed off as gossip. But that's starting to change. With 50 Cent allegedly putting the final touches on a documentary that promises to expose what's really been going on behind the scenes, those whispers might finally hit the spotlight. And if what's being suggested is even half true, these secrets won't stay buried much longer. If the footage 50 Cent is reportedly holding gets released, it could completely shift how the public sees not just Diddy, but Busta Rhymes too. And if the rumors are real, Busta's alleged threats to shut 50 down might have backfired, only drawing more eyes to a story that's spinning out of control. And now, it's officially headed to Netflix. The doc is being directed by Emmy-winning filmmaker Alex Stapleton. So expect something polished, intense, and brutally honest. No sugarcoating, no filters. But here's where it gets even messier. Reports say Busta already knows exactly what's coming. Sources close to the situation claim he's been quietly working behind the scenes, allegedly trying to pressure 50 into cutting him out of the film. Problem is, this is 50 Cent we're talking about. If history has shown anything, it's that the more pushback he gets, the harder he goes. He's built his brand on refusing to fold under pressure. So attempts to silence him, that usually just make him double down. If Busta really is part of this documentary's revelations, chances are slim his name's getting removed. In fact, trying to hide might have just guaranteed he stays front and center. And that leads to the real question. If there's nothing going on, why all the behind the scenes panic? What's got Busta scrambling to control the story so urgently? Because from the outside, it's looking less like damage control and more like someone trying to bury the truth. These are the questions that got everyone watching closely. Is Busta really linked to Diddy's alleged chaos? Or is he just getting dragged into something bigger than him? Is this all smoke? Or is there fire behind the rumors? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to know what you think. Is Busta caught in the crossfire? Or is there more to this story than he's letting on? And the biggest question of all, is 50 Cent's upcoming documentary about to shake the entire industry to its core? A lot of people think it just might. If you made it this far, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to see what's going down. Stay locked in, because what's coming next, it's gonna be even crazier. See you on the next one.